All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. This one is a little bit different because we've done one like this before, but this one is you're going to pick a deck and then you're either going to have your message from your spirit guides today or you'll have it in tomorrow's video. So depending on when you're watching this, you might be able to just click and watch whichever one you didn't choose, or you might have to subscribe and wait a day, but at least it will be a quick message for you. And hopefully it will be one that you really, truly need to hear right now. So I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and meditate on the cards that you've got in front of you and either pick this deck or pick this deck, and then go ahead and wait a moment to find out if this is your reading or if you'll need to click and find your reading in the twin video to this one. So go ahead and take a moment. All right, if you picked this deck, then congratulations. This is your reading, so stick around. If you pick this one, just go ahead and check the link in the description to get your message from your guides. So this deck, stick around and we'll get to your message in just a moment. All right, group number 2, you chose the Modern Witch deck and the Jade, which enhances manifestation and clarity. So let's see what you need to know for your message. This last one, the other pile, was a little bit more of a love reading. So if this one is not resonating with you, feel free to click the link in the description below and feel free to see if anything there resonates for you as well. Because with these pick a card, pick a pile, pick a deck, you are always welcome to pick more than one to see what resonates with you. So let's just get a baseline and see kind of what's going on with you, what the message is that you need to hear. Let's see. Okay, very interesting. Okay, group number 2, kind of funny. I did that right as a jet was taking off and I live right near an airport, so had to pause for the sake of the audio. But what's good about that is it gave me time to really study these cards. I was going for 4, but you got an extra one that came out. So what I'm noticing just from this spread right here is that you're in a new era of your energy. What I'm getting here is that, like, I think in the past you might be someone who is kind of like a little bit meek about your accomplishments. You don't like to brag. But for example, like, you've got the Empress right here. Like, you are in your Empress energy. You're ready to start this new cycle and you are ready to receive from the universe. You've worked really hard and you've kind of like gone through this era where I think you like just put a lot of other things aside for the sake of work and for the sake of success. And I think now you're actually kind of in this new energy where you're like, okay, actually, all these things that I manifested are kind of coming true. And keep going with that. Like, when the universe gives you something that you like, just say, yes, I like that, more please. So even if it's not happening to you, but you see it happening around you in the universe, like, feel that feeling of gratitude as if it has happened to you, and the universe is going to give you more gifts and give you more of that. And what's funny is you guys did choose the jade, which is really good for manifestation. So if you have any jade bracelets or jewelry or crystals, definitely kind of keep that around you, because it's just going to increase the power of all of your manifestations and everything that you're trying to build. And keep that attitude of, yeah, I've got this. Like, I'm in my king era, I'm in my Empress era, and this does feel like it's something that's a little bit new to you. I've got a feeling that you're having trouble, like, you kind of revert back to almost like letting yourself feel like, do I really deserve all of this? And then you kind of look back and you're like, yes, I do. I 100% worked so hard for all of this. And I think what's interesting is you've got empathy for other people who might be trying to reach this time in their lives. And you realize that like not everybody is going to be in the same stage as you are. So you're very aware. And what I'm getting from this too is that you are very aware of your emotions, but you're not afraid to work hard. And what I am seeing is that you kind of worked hard to get to this place where you are allowing yourself to have more self-esteem and like see your worth and see how you got yourself here. What's funny is I think there's like a lot of yellow green imagery in this spread too. You can see all of these. This one says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And what's interesting too is that I think that you're realizing that, like, I think you've been very hard on yourself in the past, but you've kind of learned like failure isn't as terrible. And this, I think, kind of connects to the Four of Pentacles. Failure isn't as terrible, and it's just going to bring you into, you know, your king, your empress era, because you've kind of built that empathy and that self-esteem, because you have not always succeeded, but you're succeeding now. And what I'm seeing is that there might be some people who kind of change their relationships with you because they're a little bit envious of what you've accomplished. And what they're saying to you right now, there are some people who have kind of turned on you a little bit, and they're saying kind of some things that you wouldn't expect, but just remember that it says more about them than it does about you. Because not everybody handles change in the same way. There might be a little bit of denial that's going on. And I think that even if people are happy for you, I'm just sensing there might be like, you're kind of like in this new era and people don't know how to handle you. So I think kind of establishing those boundaries and, you know, like being excited for yourself, but not flaunting those in front of others who might not have the exact same thing, is going to be important. I'm also seeing a time for healing. So I think that you're kind of like, some people might be taking your healing and like going inward and just kind of like enjoying your life for once. I think some people might be taking that as like you're running away from them, or like, oh, you've changed is what I'm hearing. Like, you're not the same person that I thought you were, in multiple ways. And I think that I think it's like sensing some friendship discord, some relationship discord with people that you've known for a long time and that mean a lot to you. And I think really there's just some release that needs to happen because people are changing, but change is not always a bad thing. You just kind of have to, again, hold your boundaries, and don't let your past hold you back. So don't try and stay in the same exact thing that you were always in just to please other people. You are kind of moving into this new era of yourself, and people are just going to have to be okay with that and not let it get to them, and be happy for you. And they will be. And you'll establish a new relationship with some new boundaries. It just might not be as smooth as you would like for it to be. But it's all going to be okay is kind of what I'm getting here. You're going to be fielding some emotions from other people. And just remember that you can kind of set those boundaries. You can release, you can enjoy the life that you've built because you deserve it. And you're just going to have to kind of relearn and have some healing. Let's see what else we need to learn. Ooh, a few of those just came out. You are light. Let's see. This one says, stop, drop, and ground. So we've got 56 and 31, if any of that means anything to you. And also 32, you are living poetry. So what I'm sensing is like you are feeling lighter overall just in yourself because you are in this new era. You are accepting kind of all the gifts that the universe has for you. And I think you are really like, I'm just sensing like on like almost like a phoenix arc. And this is interesting. We've got like two consecutive numbers, 31, 32, 56, and 57, even though they were shuffled. So what I'm getting from that is that things really are just kind of like, I'm almost getting that you're suspicious of it because things are going so well and like you're hitting some snags with some other people, but you're like, is this real? Am I going to wake up and like all this is going to be gone? And I think what's interesting is that you just need to feel that joy. Because what's interesting is you are in flow with money. So I think this reading is a little bit more about kind of material things. And if you felt like you were resonating with that love reading, like you're like, oh, I'm torn between the piles at the beginning, then definitely go watch that as well, because I think some of you might have two messages here. But this one, I think you're in flow with money, and I think you get a little scared and you almost like stop yourself because you're like, oh no, are all my gifts just going to like go away? Like, is this just going to be something that, you know, like was a fluke, and I bought all these things, or I moved and I have these new things and now it's going to go away? And that is not the case. But I do think you should be focused on the now and not worried about the future, because if you're in flow with the now, then all of this is just kind of going to continue. But you have to be open in order to change, because if you kind of, you know, it's almost like a test. It's almost like other people being envious or being in denial of your new lifestyle can kind of wreck your self-esteem a little bit. And then you might be like, oh, like I'm not actually succeeding as much. And it kind of pulls you down a bit. So I would say definitely, again, try and stay in alignment with your higher self. You are light, you are poetry, and grounding yourself. Like doing what you love is going to be what gets you more of this. So try and stay in that energy. Like I said at the beginning, when you see something that you like in the universe, just say, thank you, more please. And this energy is going to continue to flow. So lots of good things for you. Congratulations, group 2. And I would love to hear kind of what's resonating with you, like what's happened in your life recently that's kind of changed and elevated you to a new level. It's kind of changing your relationships with some people. And definitely like this video, subscribe, come back for more readings as usual, and check out that love reading. Well, it ended up being a love reading, but check out the other reading in the description below. Come back for more, and I can't wait to see you later. Bye.